Do you want to learn to loop the ghost like a pro, just like this, right? Well, I will show you exactly how to do that, only here's going to be your first tip. Don't do this. This is a mistake that I see everybody who starts looping do all the time. What is that mistake? It's staying upright just like this. Because what's the problem? This. That's right, standing up like that, almost every single ghost in the game will increase line of sight speed to where it will eventually catch you. So bonus points if you knew that was a Polty. So you actually want to stay crouched because this actually breaks line of sight and the ghost cannot see you if you're crouched behind kitchen islands. That's why it's one of the better things to loop around. But now if you wanted to actually observe the ghost while you were looping it, I always like to keep an electronic on like a flashlight. And here's your plan, right? Like you want to be breaking this corner as the ghost is breaking around the corner over here while crouched, and you can look up at it and observe it. Sort of like that. Please do not bust out my lights. God. Oh, are you kidding me? You kidding me, ghost? You kidding me? Anyways, if you kind of turn this corner the same time that the ghost comes around that corner, and vice versa, like you're coming down here, you're looking at it, your lights are on, thank you for playing it. Oh, you wanted to point me where the bone was. Okay. That'd be a good thing, and you're just sort of, you know, walking it around like that. Now, looping in the dark is definitely a lot harder than with the light on, and it's also difficult if you get like crawling ghosts. That's very annoying. One of the biggest tips though as well that I can give you is save your sprint until you absolutely need it. Just save your sprint until you absolutely need it. You don't want to just be like sprinting around like, oh no, now I'm gonna be out of it. I'm gonna be out of it, and then the ghost comes up and catches you. You just want to do like little bursts of sprint. That's another big thing. So like if you see the ghost here, sprint around this corner to break the line of sight. You're coming over here, you know, sprint around. If the ghost does get close, like, oh god, it's speeding up, you know, you're coming around like that. But again, you want to do it while crouched. If you're wanting to observe the ghost, I recommend having an electronic on, so that way the ghost keeps on following you. The ghost room, you're over there, right? Yeah. So again, like he's turned the corner there, we're here. He's going to turn the corner there, we're over here. You know, we're observing it, but you see, like, I'm not even needing to use my sprint because we're coming around at good times. Now, he is getting somewhat line of sight, so then you want to, you know, use your sprint there to get around. But as we're doing this, like, we can loop just fine, and we're not even smudging. So again, stay crouched, keep your electronic on, so that way he keeps following you, because it's really hard to kind of keep, like if the ghost doubles back around, if you want to look at it, keep an electronic on. Now, some places don't have a great place to loop, like a kitchen island, like Ridgeview here, but this table is good, and it's going to showcase one thing about the ghost that you really need to know when it comes to looping, and that is the faster the ghost gets, the harder it is for it to take sharp turns, and it's going to start taking wider turns, and this is a great map to showcase that on, right? So you're going to see it's cutting it pretty close here. Again, we're saving our sprint as much as possible, and the faster that it's going to get, the harder it's going to be for it to turn. So you see now it's getting farther and farther out. This is actually how we're able to loop this ghost here. See, it's getting farther and farther. It was like all the way over here when it tried to turn. And that's something to keep in mind, which is why we can loop the ghost around this table, stand up, and not worry about line of sight, because it's like just long enough to where we're going to be just fine, and that the ghost speeds up like that. Ridgeview is really good for that, and it lets you showcase looking at the ghost well. Now, I'm doing all this without smudge sticks. If you wanted to practice, the best thing you could do, just even turn, if you have custom difficulty unlocked, turn off lose items on with death. There you go. Practice it. Even if you just wanted to go a little bit at a time, you know, loop it a little bit, do what you can, and then smudge and run away. If you just wanted to practice, grab a couple smudge sticks, wait for the ghost to come. Oh my god, that scared me far too much. It's just an event, though. It's just an event. Just an event. Just an event. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. Oh my. Is that an event? Thank God. I thought I was dead. I thought I was going to back up into it. Ghost, what are you doing to me? Ghost, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? I don't even know how it... Okay. Anyways, if you wanted to practice and you're like, I don't think I can loop it for the full time. God. What is it with these ghosts and bursting out the lights when I'm trying to show stuff? Huh? I don't want to fork. Fork it. Okay. Anyways. We were not... If you just wanted, like, some practice with looping the ghost and then running away to your hiding spot because... Or maybe you mess it up, right? Like you're like, oh my god, this is getting too crazy. Or, you know, you waste all your sprint and you're like, screw it. I'm going for safety. I'm going for safety. And then you can, you know, run to your hiding spot if I ever get my sprint back. You know, like that's fine. You're just observing it, and what do we notice there? Do we notice anything about the ghost? Is it Oni? Is it Phantom? Did it shapeshift? You know, you're just looking for things like that while you're looping it, and then you can gather some intel and then run away. Now, obviously, there are some ghosts that are going to be very annoying when it comes to this. And that would be crawling ghosts, baby ghost stuff you can't look at over the kitchen island. It's definitely going to be, you know, kind of bad. But again, we are just looking at it. Now, did you notice anything about this ghost, by the way? As if so, you absolutely should have. But again, see, whenever we're looping it without our electronic on, like, see, it breaks line of sight. So you can also, you know, stand back, take a look at it. And we're just fine, and you can loop the ghost that way. You're gaining intel. Like, we already know the intel is that this is an Oni, so now we just want to loop it and hide, and you can do that to try to get away from the ghost and try to keep an eye on it. Obviously, like I said, baby ghosts, crawling ghosts, they're very annoying. You'd have to do it based on, like, listening to the footsteps from which side it's coming from. It's very hard. I don't really try to loop those, especially around kitchen islands. If you try it around the kitchen table, it's not as bad. It's a little bit easier. And then the more and more you loop, the better you can get at it. And this ghost is fast already, so you kind of see how much trouble it really has kind of turning. And that kind of makes it easier to start looping it, like around this coffee table. Because the ghost just gets so fast, it can't turn sharply. So it's like taking wide turns, and it's like it's getting cut on things. So it's really kind of funny. But, you know, the better you get at looping, you can do crazy things like that. Nope. Stay in that house. Stay in that house. It's my safe space out here. Where's my safe space? It's my safe space. They can stay away. So for practice, I just recommend, you know, going on in Tanglewood, practicing. Just practicing looping it, you know? Like, in the dark is kind of hard, but same general ideas apply. Again, if you stay at a far enough distance, the ghost will not turn back around. And again, we see we're not really using our sprint. We're just using our regular walk in hopes that it can be fine. And we're doing just fine with it. So that's if you want to loop it, which I couldn't really see anything there. Anyways, that's why you do want to kind of have the lights on there. Ghost just didn't really cooperate with us with that. But that is the model too, where it can crawl sometimes, or it can have its bent over back model. And those are a little bit harder to loop, especially the crawling, because you do have to just listen to it. Which model is this one going to be? Okay, so bent over back, so you can kind of, we're not really able to see it. You can kind of just like wait for it to come around. You can keep listening to see, okay, is it going to double back around? Again, if you do it like this, it's not going to increase line of sight speed. Or if it does, it'll be ever so slightly to where it won't matter. But you just don't want to be using up your sprint, because we're not really sprinting there, because we don't want the ghost to turn back around and catch you off guard, or keep increasing speed in line of sight to where it's so hard. So again, we're doing this with no smudge sticks. But if you had a smudge, again, if it got too uncomfortable or you got too scared, you know, loop it few times, smudge and run. You're just trying to get that repetitiveness in on how to keep improving at it. If you have any questions about looping, please leave a comment down below if you need clarification on things. I love reading comments. I love answering questions and helping everybody out. Once you do kind of get better at looping, you're going to want to start to learn some no evidence. So I do have an ultimate no evidence guide that you can click or tap the screen now to watch. It goes over what every ghost ability is and how to spot it. Thank you so much to all the channel members and all the Twitch subscribers for all the extra support. I truly do appreciate it. Happy hunting, everybody, and let's learn looping and no evidence together.